Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show live here in Houston, Texas. We're still at the SaberCat Stadium. The undercards are done. Now we have the main event. It is the Division I Women's National Championship. Southern Nazarene, well, they thought they were going to be here all year. Let's be honest. That was their plan. They had it booked. Northern Iowa thought their season was done just a couple of weeks ago until Wheeling had to withdraw this Monday after some serious disciplinary issues. They landed their coach fired and 7 players suspended, and they didn't have enough people to make the trip. So Northern Iowa raised their hand. They said, we'll play. Yeah. We'll play any place, anytime, anywhere. We're in. So that's the matchup we have. Southern Nazarene, Northern Iowa. Zach, tell us what we can expect from Southern Nazarene.
Absolutely, Pat. Like you said, they've been prepping for this moment all year. This is their time. They truly believe it. And I think they were happy to play whoever here was going to face them because they want that victory, and they've earned it. Yeah, they have been really good this year in a lot of facets of the game. They have a great player in Tlesi Huatafe, but we've talked about it before. They've been really able to kind of spread out the load a little bit this year, okay? So they have other players who are stepping up. We'll talk about some names later on that side of things. I think for Southern Nazarene, they're bigger, faster, and stronger, I think, at this point, Pat, as well. Okay, so they're athletes, they're D1 caliber school, they just are really, really good. Also for SNU, it might be difficult for them to pull this one out, but continuity, I think, might be a problem for them also, because, they've had some players in and out of the lineup, and this isn't necessarily the opponent they prepared for in their heads, but I think they still have a pretty good shot at taking this one.
And how about the Panthers? I mean, what can we expect from them, Dan?
It's about the climb for them, They didn't expect to be here. And we talked about them before. You and I mean, they're just happy to be here. And I think that one of the best things about rugby is that you're kind of taught to lead with a little bit of gratefulness for your mates. And I think, they've really shown up for each other. They've done the hard work. They rallied for the sport. I mean, to do that alone, I think it speaks volumes about their pride, their culture, and boy, oh boy, do they have rugby spirit. I mean, you heard it, the songs that they had on deck, and I'm sure that they have many more to come. It's just about what they need to bring for their A game, right? They really had to band together quickly, trying to figure out connectivity, trying to figure out each other and how to play off of each other if you're missing a few players is really going to affect you and I. But look, they did their best, and that's all that matters.
All right, let's look at how SNU got here, their season, their road to Houston. Zach, tell us how they got here.
Yeah, I mean, they had some trouble getting opponents, I think, throughout the year to come and play them. But when they did play people, they beat them pretty bad. They've scored a lot of points, and they've not given up that many. You can see they're very low points against there. They played great defense. They're very solid there. And then they played their huge matchup against BYU in the region, in their final, the D1 semifinal there. That was a huge clash. I think a lot of us thought BYU might be coming out of that one, relative unknown on our side. We hadn't seen them play a lot either, but SNU proved us wrong. They played a really solid game there against BYU, proved that they belong here. So, that was kind of their games to get here to this point.
As we take a look here at the SNU lineup, who are some of the top players to watch, Zach?
You can't talk about Southern Nazarene without talking about Tlesi Huatafe, one of the greatest players in the country at this point in women's rugby, a force to be reckoned with in all facets of the game. Single-handedly last year, dragging this team to keep up pace with Wheeling in last year's final. She looked for her to do that again this year as well. Salu Pau also at the tight head prop there for Southern Nazarene is a force to be reckoned with. So she's going to bring a lot pack that punch as well, bring some of the physicality for Southern Nazarene. Taking a look around that lineup as well, kind of broader set here in the forwards, Lauren Anderson, Riley Erickson, a deadly combination at loose forward. They're going to bring the pain. They're going to get the jackals. They're going to lay some hits. And the back line, Ireland Jeffrey, the maestro, keeping it all on track as the number 10 there for Southern Nazarene.
You see Ella Segovia there at wing and Kazaya Segovia at prop, sisters-in-law on the same pitch.
Beautiful.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's take a little deeper dive here into how you and I got here. Karen?
Oh, you and I, their road has definitely been a climb uphill. Here we take a look at what they did, and a lot of games were won in favor of UNI. They just got knocked off by Colorado University. We're going to see them tomorrow in that final against Northeastern. So, I mean, not an easy road to get there. They definitely struggled some against Colorado University, who has the potential to be the champion of the D1 bracket. But here we're just going to have to take a look through it and understand that UNI is just here to have a good time. In the back, though, take a look at Wilkinson and Murphy. The back row is really going to connect well. Stapleton up front might dominate the scrum, but she's going to have some tough competition there as well against SNU. And for the back line, the number 12, Bird, leading the launch with Link coming in and always trying to find ways for work. Look for ways for Macy Graves to make her way there, too.
And now let's go to the national anthem.
He's off. It's probably white balance. What could it be?
All right, guys, we set the table. Let's make some picks here. All right, it's a big hill to climb, as we mentioned, for Northern Iowa. Do you think they have a shot, Zach? Can you take it in this one?
Right? I mean, they're going to be loose. I think they have nothing to lose. It's all they played the D1 competition before this year in the past, so you know they can hang. Like, they've played pretty close games. I don't know, though. Like, I'd love to see it, but for me, it's going to be Southern Nazarene.
Talked to Lauren Anderson in the hallway. I'm a big fan of hers, and SNU, I think, deserved to be here. They found a way to get here, and they're going to seal the deal. You and I, shout out to you for coming through. That was amazing, but it's SNU, I think, for this final.
Look, SNU's keeping receipts. I got shouted out for not picking them to beat BYU in the lobby last night after they arrived. Look, I do think SNU's going to win this thing. I think there's no question, but they rode here thinking that the entire time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That nice little short bus ride from SNU to Houston, they thought they were going to win this thing. So I think there is a banana skin. Morgan Link would be starting for SNU at 10. She is maybe the best fly half in the country. And Macy Gray's at 13. Look out for her. Usually plays 15. All right. Let's throw it now to the booth, and let's tuck in and watch this game, guys.
Thank you so much, gang. Again, shout out to Pat Clifton, Darian Lovelace, and Zach taking us through all the action there in the college rugby show. Referee Elena Gregory just about ready to get things going. Tim Wilkes here, joined in the booth by Lance Kavanaugh. And Lance, we've got a clash between two great teams here, no matter how they got here.
No matter how they got here, this is a championship moment. SNU still has a job to do. And what better way to play spoiler in a moment like this for Northern Iowa? This is going to be a great clash.
Ireland Jeffrey sends this one deep, and right off the bat, Alessi Uatafe, one of the standout players from this Crimson Storm squad, take it into contact or get it back. And now over the 22 they push. Isaiah Segovia, a freshman, drives forward. This is a squad coached by Eric Gilliland there for Southern Nazarene. Became a varsity program a few years back and have really ramped up the recruiting. And here's another one, Ireland Jeffrey with the offload, finds the target, and Olivia Johnson got it down for the first try of the match for Southern Nazarene.
And already Southern Nazarene has figured out space, getting the ball back after the kickoff. Step one, early access to the ball. Step two, controlling the ball. Held up just a little bit in that tackle, but when the moment was set, the table is set. The ball out the back from the crash line and just too much space, too many gaps. Had to pass earlier, but no worry, just a little delay, and 5 is on the board for the Southern Nazarene side. That right foot step to squeak past the defender, and just the ability to get that one-handed offload away. The skill level is there, and Southern Nazarene gets 5 points for it.
Great work that time. Olivia Johnson again, the 5'3" junior pre-law major out of Breckenridge, Colorado, dots it down. Riley Erickson will step up to take this kick. Not much time left, said our referee. Just enough to get that one off the mark, no good. But already Southern Nazarene on top 5-0. As you mentioned, Lance, it was Ireland Jeffrey that was able to make that final offload pass. Former fullback, and boy, has she turned into something special there at fly half.
Yeah, and the roles may be similar in ways, but what you're asked to do, you got to be able to have composure, especially in these moments. Able to break through there almost from a fullback place, right? Not so connected to the first pass, and just felt right at home giving the ball away for that try.
And another touch and another burst. Jada Zaragoza takes it all the way over into enemy territory. Off to Lauren Anderson, and they're still moving up to that 22-meter line. Finally brought down is Ellie Jane Bowdler. And now they're finally going to have a phase here to the outside. Sau takes it all the way to the 22-meter line. Just has to get wrangled to deck. And plenty of space here on the outside. Here comes Uatafe. Gets it off to Johnson. Lays it off, and now they've got speed around the corner. Here comes Jeffrey again. Ireland Jeffrey doesn't need the offload this time. Takes it herself for try number 2.
And you just got to commend the ability for them to play in layers the way that they are. And even if the ball hits the ground, it doesn't have to be perfect play. The decision needs to be made from that point forward is what's important. This pass here to get it away doesn't matter. And it bounced perfectly to our fullback convert who finds herself in a very fullback-like position, finding that corner and getting 5 points again for SNU. And you can see she put the pedal to the floor immediately. She knew that she was going for the gold there.
Now, throughout the season, she played that fullback position at BYU. They had an injury at fly half. She had to step up. And Coach Gilliland has said that she has just completely been able to bloom into something special here at that fly half position, but really using those skills to burst through like that fullback she has in the past. But right now, another opportunity to tack on 2 more. Just a bit short off the mark there from Erickson. So 10-0 our score. And boy, it sure doesn't take them long to march down the field and punch one in, Lance.
Explosive offense, fast offense. The skills were there. The offloads were there. Everything they needed to show their ability, you seen in display from that kickoff. And also, you got to get the bounce of the ball sometimes. And it was right there for Ireland, and she decided to pin her ears back and go for the try line and got it.
Pretty good thing to have in the back pocket there. A little bit of speed and pace from your fly half, and now they'll spin it out to the outside, looking for some room there. Zaragoza gets involved, and now Uatafe coughs it up. Big-time collision. And Alessi Uatafe leaves this one. It is knocked on, originally by Northern Iowa. So we'll have a scrum put in for Southern Nazarene. Big-time collision at the center of the pitch there. But UNI again trying to put themselves in a good position. Northern Iowa, 2-time national champions, founded back in 1994. Last in the national championship back in 2021 against Life. Here's Uatafe, center of the pitch. Beautiful little offload right before contact. Now gets it back from Mataele. Uatafe surges forward, lets go of it, pops back up to her feet and scoops it up. One player to beat, stumbles a bit, and finally gets taken down just in front of the 22-meter line. There's her teammate, her partner in crime, Mataele, who has that second return pass right from her again, keeps things moving, and now to the outside to right.
12. Don't do that again.
Slam shut there. UNI just trying to keep their composure here. 2 quick tries from the Crimson Storm. Center of the pitch. Lauren Anderson back and forth with it. Just has to take this one to contact. Eat about 7 or 8 meters. Fake the offload. Bowdler into contact, but more good defense from the Panthers. Starting to charge out a little bit on the defensive side. Nice little ball, hits the target, Jalen Isaacs. But it's ripped away, taken off the back by the Panthers. Streaking down, Morgan Link finally gets brought to deck. Not before offloading it though, just in time. Kennedy Powell with it, takes it a few more meters. Lovestoon spins it out. Forward pack now getting involved for the Panthers. First real bit of possession we've seen from them. Has to dive. Looks like they lost it in the tackle, though, so Aaron Pass causes the turnover. And now Southern Nazarene back again. Another offload right at the tackle, finds Riley Erickson. Fullback has to come up and get involved yet again. Some of these breaks off the offloads, stuff that I love to see, using the hands for the forward pack as they are pushing their way down the pitch, but just gets knocked forward. Scrum back to the Panthers.
And this Northern Iowa side is game. They're finding ways to get the ball back. But look at Southern Nazarene's form of attack. The line speed of Northern Iowa is pressing forward, but they give the ball to one playmaker who can distribute left or right or find exactly where the space is. And that line break is an early sign of how fast and how decisive Southern Nazarene will attack for this match.
Bind!
Form's got to be perfect to make tackles on these athletic Southern Nazarene players. Sometimes just got to make sure you're in the right position. Having the full speed coming off the ball carrier is difficult to deal with. And boy, they look good so far. Right now, it's going to be Northern Iowa in possession. Great job retaining it there out the back into Morgan Link. Discombobulated. I'd like to see him hang on to the ball a little bit longer and try to work their way back into this match. They'll no advantage gain there off of the forward pass or knock on there. So a chance to gain their composure, but it will be UNI scrum.
Yeah, we get to see a little bit of how Northern Iowa will attack off of that scrum, going with the 8 pick and just getting the ball to the edge, able to find all the way to the fullback. But just when it's time to reload and go back the other way, they haven't been able to find that connection that you would need, especially when you want to play the ball to the middle of the field from the edge. The defense is going to rush up from the edge and try to close the door on you. And I believe we have wardrobe. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
A little bit. Wardrobe malfunction, as you said. They'll come here to the side. But that was the combination that guys from the college rugby show had mentioned earlier. As you saw Morgan Link with it, had a nice burst earlier. She had that pass to the outside. Macy Graves, number 24, streaking down the side. But again, the defense just a little too stout that time for Southern Nazarene. Suatafe lurking there on the defensive end. Panthers able to get possession, stumble out of it, but a good pass to keep things moving. Off to Lovestoon. Big collision just in front of that 22-meter line, and Southern Nazarene are able to rip it out of there. Over to Zaragoza. Third time we've seen them pounding away close to that 22-meter line. They've scored each and every time so far. This one chipped up over the top. Possibly forward there. Play on, says the referee. Uatafe went with the aerial strategy there. Northern Iowa tried to do the same, but this one's charged down, and Uatafe scoops it back up and continues the charge for the Crimson Storm. Big boom there from Lauren Anderson as she continues to push through. Just gets so low and surges through the defense. 3 black jerseys around her now trying to take her down. Support's right there. Here comes the forward pack, 6 meters out for the Crimson Storm. They'll inch their way through. Nice and low, just looking to make a meter or so each time. Got to get lower if you're the Panthers here. This time they'll spin it out the back. Beautiful pass there from Zaragoza, keeps things moving. Uatafe's got it. But I believe that final offload a little bit forwards. But a good defensive stand there for Northern Iowa.
And we're seeing such strong ball carrying from the Southern Nazarene side. Right in your face. Boom! Big collision, perfect body height. And when you're dealing with conditioned, strong, tenacious ball carriers, you got to go low. You got to bring the force. And this Southern Nazarene side has players for players that can hit and play fast.
Just able to hook that one back. It starts to disintegrate a little bit, and Southern Nazarene have earned themselves the free kick there as they just separated a little too early. So free kick, not the full straight arm penalty. Tarango, Chloe Tarango, the grad student out of Plano, Texas. Gets it into the hands of Lauren Anderson. Fends off 1, 2, surges forward, but finally gets repelled about a meter out. This one pops out, scooped up by Zaragoza. And they're able to retain possession out of it. Now they'll spin it here to the near side. Mateele just has to eat this one into contact. 8 meters out. They'll continue to try to go weak, but this one off the fingertips. Scooped up by Isaacs. Jeffrey could not hang on to that one. Wrong direction here, but one little surge there from Herrera gets them back on the right track. Progressing their way forwards. Segovia, the freshman, gets hit a couple of times, hangs on to it. Illegally so, in from the side, and a penalty sends Southern Nazarene back 10. They'll take the quick tap inside their own 22. So Lance, maybe not much of a boot to speak of to find an exit strategy, but it pays off. They're able to get them sent back 10 as they did not retreat enough the first time. Not a lot of wind here in Houston, Texas. We thank you for joining us here for this D1 National Championship match. Again, Northern Iowa played last year this newly formed D1 conference with all the varsity programs. They're able to separate from D1 AA. UNI, one of the powerhouses and has been for many years. But Southern Nazarene, again, moving up to D1, a varsity program. And that separation this year, they've been on top and continue to surge. Lost it forward that time, but have a 10-point lead with about 14 minutes gone by.
Yep. Thank you, sir. You are welcome.
One of the things I noticed from the Southern Nazarene side is even when things fall apart, the play isn't perfect. They find a way to recycle and put themselves back in position to get forward attack. But this Northern Iowa side, as I said before, are a game side. They aren't given any inch unless it's earned, able to get the ball back, force a few penalties, and now again, another opportunity with ball in hand for Northern Iowa on their attacking 50.
Yeah, when you look at it at face value, it's a D1 AA side taking on a D1. But again, these teams have competed against each other over the years before that D1 section really got established. And right now they're on the front foot. They kick this one forward, though, and here comes Jeffrey. She slides back kind of that fullback position here when needed. Big time counter ruck, a little bit of a shove, but it ends up going off the mitts forward. And so Northern Iowa will get the put into the scrum here.
And that was an effort play. The kick, territory, great decision. Defensive line was structured to help on the back end, but the one-on-one tackle and the disruption in the ruck is what caused a great opportunity now with them having an attacking play right outside the 22-meter line. This little bit right here forced a little bit of pressure that forced a knock on. And I mean, moment for moment, Northern Iowa is showing up when they need to, but they have to find a way to get some offensive production.
Morgan Link did everything she could there, made that tackle, almost got the poach. Looked like she got her hands on it. Could have been maybe a not releasing, but they're able to retain possession out of the scrum anyway. Here she comes, Link, right up the middle, fends off one. Couldn't get that final defender, just 2 meters out now for the Panthers. Keep this one at the back. Off to the left-hand side, here comes Macy Graves. And Graves is in. Try number 1 for Northern Iowa.
And you gotta love players enjoying this rugby, enjoying themselves. Macy finding herself in an opportunistic moment after that long line break that put them right at the doorstep. And just when they needed it most, Northern Iowa shows up, and not just one player, 2 players, but a continued team effort, multiple players involving themselves to get Northern Iowa on the board. That 5 points was well earned and an opportunity for an easy conversion.
Macy Graves, the freshman out of Dike, New Hartford. Kick is good. So Northern Iowa with the big-time response, exactly what they needed, and it came through Morgan Link with the kick to get him into position, and then the break forward, and then this, Lance.
Yeah, and when you're playing against a team and you're playing up in competition the way that Northern Iowa has to right now, energy is such a big part of it. Enthusiasm to get to the ball, get to the tackle. And over the last 5 minutes, we've seen that Northern Iowa is that team. They are chasing after the ball. They are tenacious after the ball. And Southern Nazarene getting hit in the face just a little bit now have to decide. Are we going to see this as a walkthrough, or are we going to see this as an opportunity to exert our own dominance? Let's see how Southern Nazarene reacts in response to the try.
Second time now we've seen them collect it on the restart. Last time they were able to punch it in just a phase or 2 later. 17 minutes into this match. Charge here from Palu Sau. Pops back up to her feet and keeps moving. Inside the 22. Back to Anderson. Gets it off. to Uatafe, splits through the defense, beats the final defender, and brings it home for try number 3 for Southern Nazarene.
I knew it was a matter of time before we say the name Telly phoning in for 5. And I mean the speed. She's also had little flashes of moments throughout the early part of this match where she's involved herself in counter rucks, involved herself in getting the ball back. But to play in layers and just the speed in which she took the ball on, once she broke the line, there was no chance for anyone else to even get close. Macy able to get a hand on her as she flies by, but just not enough as she fights through the double tackle there. And now it's all speed and power going in to score this try. It was only a matter of time before we said her name. Clearly one of the best players in the nation, if not top 3. The argument is there, but she is a phenomenal player and just showing who she is right there.
So we saw Northern Iowa have to use the boot and finally were able to pound it in. But the physicality and pace here from Southern Nazarene is something else, and they are able to get their 3rd try of the match through that lady, Talese Uatafe, who dots it down. The grad student out of Indianapolis, Indiana, tacks another one up on the board, and we'll take another look.
And how they set everything up is having their power runners being the playmakers. Earlier we seen Lauren Anderson running through people, and now she's setting up and showing hands to get players through gaps. That kind of deception, forcing teams to deal with this heavy ball carrier, someone who can really bring force, and that same player is playing soft through the hands. It just shows the dynamic of this Southern Nazarene team.
Yeah, you make them pay with a couple of hard runs, make it known that they've got to really get low and get into position to be able to make that tackle. And as soon as it takes them a little bit longer to get in, it's easy to be able to make that final offload before contact arrives. And boy, have they been outstanding so far here in the first half. Midway through, 17-7 your score, but Northern Iowa again has shown their potency. They need to keep possession a little bit longer and really get those kicks coming through. Morgan Link again has been their best phase of play. Able to take this one out the back, advantage on as offsides there. Opposing scrum half got a little too aggressive and got in front of the line. Here comes Talesi Uatafe, rumbles through 2, 1 to beat. It's finally going to be brought down just out of the 22-meter line. But we see again just the pace that she brings, and the line-breaking ability time and time again. Almost an interception there, but it's going to be Avery Bird with the intentional knock-on, just inches away from taking that one to the house, Lance.
And it's always a game of inches. That can be a penalty, that can be a yellow card, or that can be a try. There's so many options there, or how that play could have turned out. Referee looks like she's only leaning towards the penalty, and it stopped a little bit of momentum for this Nazarene side. And an awesome opportunity for them to really showcase a little bit. But if you look at this offensive attack from this SNU, they are communicating and navigating everything, even through the forwards. We've seen multiple players pointing not to tell the scrum half to go to the left, go to the right, and they find themselves really figuring out a synergy amongst each other. Seems like as a team they're making the right decisions. The team EQ is very high.
Black, I need someone in the box here.
As the Crimson Storm have put a stamp on their performances each and every year here in the national championships. We see them year in and year out. What a great group that they've been able to build now as a varsity program, putting a lot of money into this rugby team, and boy, has it paid off. 17-7 here in the D1 national championship match. They tried to drive this ball in, but it's definitely held up, and they could not pull it out in time. Turnover ball back to the Panthers.
Yeah, and this is where we talk about a game of inches, right? As soon as the ball seems to be available and ready to play, referee gave him the warning to use it, and unfortunately it's a turnover. And that ball was stopped cold immediately. Northern Iowa finding a way to get on the right side, good body height on the back end you see here on your screen, and nowhere for the ball to go. Multiple players fighting over it. Just opportunistic for Northern Iowa to get the ball back there.
Once you get told once that you have to use it, you're not going to get too much longer. You got to try and get out of there as quick as possible, and they're unable to do so. One of the first real mistakes we've seen. A big lean in there, and now the push coming. The Panthers are able to scoop it out of there. Northern Iowa back on the offensive end, but a high tackle sends them back 10. Quick tap. Panthers on the charge. Off to Link. Big time tackle. Gets sent to deck there from Mataele. Off to the right. Inside run. Back near the previous ruck. 17 minutes left to play here in the first half of action to the outside of Macy Graves, but she is hit immediately. Held up a bit. Good job slowing it down there for Southern Nazarene. Really getting into a solid defensive formation. Big time tackle coming in from Riley Erickson, number 7. Now they'll spin it off to the left, but a big time collision again. Caleb Bartley comes in and makes a hit out of nowhere. UNI a little discombobulated now, flinging this one to nobody. Scooped up here by Herrera. 1 meter out, but she finally gets repelled. They'll recycle it back. Uatafe with it. Looking for space on the left-hand side. There's the offload with the contact. She'll take it all, and they'll take another try there. Dotted down, Ireland Jeffrey.
Keep your feet in the breakdowns.
Excuse me, that's going to be Jaislyn Isaacs, try number 2.
When you add physicality to your defense, when you show the opposition that they're going to run into a very stout defense, it creates opportunities for you. Big hit followed by a little bit of nervousness from Northern Iowa, and the turnover is there. The sacrifice of the body on that offload, and maybe there was a pass there, but so close to the try line, Isaacs knew what it was. That right-hand fin from Telly and that right-handed fin, cross right-handed fin from Isaac is enough to get the Hawaiian into the try zone. And from what we've seen, just from the bit of play that we've seen this first 25 minutes, this SNU side is physical. They're smart. They have communication continuity. They are definitely a championship caliber side. What a great bit of play from them.
Great work to be able to pound that one in. Again, Jalen Isaacs, the freshman pre-physical therapy major, sees this one come to her. And you mentioned, I mean, this is 2 times in a row, just the tenacity for Uatafe forcing players to come up and make that tackle, and that opens things up for the rest of the squad. And then you've got talent like that with Isaacs. Magic is bound to ensue. Great work there from the Crimson Storm. 15 minutes left to play here. Looked like Northern Iowa might have gotten to it, but just not enough. And now back on the defensive end. Here comes Anderson again. You see those runners offset just a bit. Palu Sau does not offload this time, just takes it into contact. Looking for the kick there is Ireland Jeffrey, but lost it forward, and so Northern Iowa, with 13 minutes or so left to play, will have a chance here with an attacking scrum.
Yeah, and there's a physical element that SNU have brought not only into tackling and ball carrying, but into the rucks. They are strong in rucks, able to counter ruck at times. This is a great bit of play from them. This Northern Iowa side is showcasing, though, they will stand up to anyone in this nation. I think that's one of the things we've seen from their standing up and continuing to put the fight through.
Sit. Come up. You got to get
Just a little unstable in there. Asking for a little bit of room there, so we'll do it again. Great work from the referee, so often able to be right in the middle of it and can just see when things not quite as straight as you need them to. A little bit unstable, so good job by her to set this one up yet again. And the quick drive, we saw that possibly taking place before there from Southern Nazarene, and this time the quick tap off the edge here for Love Stoon. Gets it off, keeps things moving off to the outside to Bird. Bird takes him about 5 meters away. This one available out the back, but then finally secured back under the ruck. Here comes the try scorer, Macy Graves again. And the fullback put the pressure on. A decision to be made here, Lance.
We might see the TMO first time. That's not.
Try
AR.
given.
Yep. Assistant
Northern
ref
Iowa
right on
with the
top
second.
of it. Yeah, assistant ref right on top of it. And what amazing bit of play, turning that free kick mistake into an amazing opportunity for points so close to the sticks. Again, one thing we can count on from this Northern Iowa side, they will continue to fight. And look at the celebration. Multiple players, they are locked into this match. They want this win, and they are bringing the noise to SNU, especially when it's time to capitalize on mistakes. What a great turn of events for Northern Iowa.
As you mentioned, great work from our team of three there. Referee just kind of on the opposite side, could not see through all the bodies there, but our AR on the far side, perfect position. Correct call is made, and a second converted try up on the board for Northern Iowa. And Lance firmly placing themselves still in this match. They've got to get one more to really get involved, but that was great work on the defense, or turning defense back into offense here.
They definitely showcased a bit. The free kick, the go quick, the passes to able to find the space, the decisive running. This 14-22 score line says a lot about this Northern Iowa side, who shows up even when they've been hit a little bit by SNU. They've been counter-rucked, and SNU has some momentum. Northern Iowa figures out a way to turn it back around and get themselves on the scoreboard again.
No white.
Making those two conversions has been huge as well. It's just 1 of 4 on the other side for Southern Nazarene.
Advantage white.
They've coughed it up yet again. Knocked it on. Scrum advantage being played here for Southern Nazarene. Been so talented here. Once they're on the attacking foot, difficult to stop. Back here to the near side again through Tarango. There's the chip kick up over the top. Macy Graves has to collect it. Does so well, trying to find some space here on the near side, but finally gets corralled. Into contact and out of bounds they go. Great work on the outside. Ireland Jeffrey with the shove into touch.
Yeah, and the decision to go for the kick, they're going to play a little bit more tactically here. They realize that the mistakes that they make on their side defensively is causing or giving Northern Iowa opportunities to score.
How many guys?
That tactical bit is going to lend them great results later on in this match if they start playing on the other end of the field.
So now the Crimson Storm with about 9 minutes left to play here in the first half. They've got to stay on the front foot because the Panthers continue to surge. They'll hold this one in. Finally with the offload there to Bartley. Bartley gets it off to Herrera.
Contact down.
Just outside the 22-meter line. Referee asking for that contact a little bit lower. Great no pass there from Erickson. And then the offload to Uatafe. Found her on the second look, and Uatafe will take it the distance. Try number 2 for Talese Uatafe.
It wasn't the line as much it was the holding of the ball and attacking that space. It seemed as though the defense wanted to hold off. She wanted to pass it there quickly, but seeing there's a little bit of space, someone trying to cut off that lane, and when you give the ball to your star, they shine the brightest, able to find the space and weave in and out and get inside of that try line. And the ball might have actually been tapped backwards by a Northern Iowa player, so even the concentration to make sure she kept control of the ball and able to fight through.
Uatafe showing the passion out there. The big smile after her second try. And Crimson Storm having fun here in Southeast Texas. Some tired legs here now, but it has been great work here in the first half for Southern Nazarene. 5 tries here in the first half.
And
Take
again,
another look
Northern
here.
Iowa has no bit of slowing down. Defensive line right there, just let down by that inside track. Needed more players from the inside to push up the field, able to give her that extra space as the outside defenders close the door and try to cut off that passing lane. And it just created the space for Telly to roll right into the try zone and get
Wait,
her
watch your early
second of
drive,
the
please.
day.
Yeah, for such a powerful team to still have the wherewithal to be able to not make that pass and hold it up, waiting for the right one. Just great rugby there, team rugby. You mentioned the communication
Bind!
was outstanding earlier, and then on the offensive end, just the continuity is really starting to stand out here for the Crimson Storm. Off to the right-hand side after that center scrum. Nice little looping pass back out there to Jeffrey. Ireland Jeffrey whips that one to the outside, but it's
Knocked it
out into touch. A turnover back to Northern Iowa, who needs to maintain this pace, Lance. They've got to score one more time before half.
And when the ball went out of bounds, I don't know if the broadcast could hear it as clearly as we had, but Northern Iowa players were saying, let's go. That was the rallying cry they needed. They made a mistake. Now we have the ball. Let's attack and add and get points to cut into this lead before halftime.
They've responded time and time again. Great job holding up the throw there until after the jumpers had gone back down. But it doesn't matter. They take it away again. Jade Zaragoza rips it away from the Panthers. And another surging run from Anderson. Gets him back on the front foot. Offload to Bowdler. Gets him to half field. Now they'll switch it up here near side. Uatafe splits the defense yet again. Swims around one, finally tackled from behind, pops back up to her feet and keeps moving. 50 meters now, looking to put the exclamation point on it. Talese Uatafe in for try number 3.
Southern Nazarene try time.
And there's a perfect sample size of the skill and ability that everyone's been raving about. Not only creating the space, 2 hands through to give the deception, allow her to be able to attack, but after she was tackled, back to her feet, possesses the ball, shrugs off and spins away from defenders, and has the speed and acceleration to get around the corner and all the way into the try zone. I mean, I've already said that she's one of the best in the nation. I think every play that she makes just confirms what I've already stated and what she's already put out over these last years here at SNU.
Yeah, the athleticism, but a couple of things that you've mentioned, the delay on the run earlier, be able to pop back up to her feet, and just the wherewithal and the smartness that she plays with. The rugby IQ is jumping off the page just as much as the athleticism, and 6 tries now in the first half for Southern Nazarene.
Yeah, the main skill she possesses is intelligence. Look at how she's looking around, she's navigating, she's taking pictures. Everything she's done in this run especially is an intelligence based. Able to cut through the line, able to show deception, to force defenders to have to respect her teammates who she can pass to. Everything she's done in that run is just a microcosm of how she's played for the last couple of years.
Yeah, not to mention enough to trust herself to take on the fastest player on the opposition team. Macy Graves might have tracked her down, but not quick enough as the try is scored. Another beauty there for Uatafe, and another penalty not rolling away the call, as that time it was Murphy that was unable to get out of there quick enough. 3 minutes or so left to go here in this first half of action in the D1 National Championship match. All Southern Nazarene here as they'll have the line out just inside UNI's half of the pitch.
And this is also be a good way to see the kind of practice field work that SNU does. This is a great moment, a great attacking moment. What kind of setup would they give? Are they trying to go all the way wide to the other side of the field, or set up something in the middle of the field and bounce back? There's so many options here.
Try to go with the back pod there, but it's stolen away. Great work from UNI. able to get that lift up in the middle group and steal it away. Now they push forward over the midfield stripe. Uatafe tries to rip that one out of there. Contact was already made in the ruck. Now off to the left-hand side. Link surges forward. Drags multiple players with her. Finally to deck, and Uatafe is right on top of it again. Always searching on the defensive side as well. Big time tackle. Great job to not spear her into the deck, as that was Lauren Anderson. On the defensive side now, we've seen her power on offense. Lowers the boom there on the D. There's a run there from home guard, but we're going to slow this one down as we do have an injured player. About 10 meters behind, so got a little too close. So we'll slow it down. But Lance, we've seen a lot here from UNI. They've got a lot of good players. It's just this team continuity that we're seeing from UNI has just been too much to overcome.
In spurts, they've shown the class that they possess. But all it takes is small mistakes against good teams, athletic teams, smart teams, to where those mistakes can turn into big issues. This pass right here, if that goes to hand, we might be looking at a line break. We might be looking at a great opportunity. And the hit put on, you know, that's in that realm of a step and a half. It's not too crazy, right? Not a slam to the ground, but just SNU unable to really contain the ball, keep possession, clean possession, and get themselves the opportunity. And that hit leads to where we are now with the player down.
Rib cracking collision there. Hopefully she can get back and shake that one off. But you see just a great tackle coming in.
Something by 12 white.
And again, we've seen this. And as you mentioned, looks like it might be a late hit there, so he will be coming back possibly.
Got it. I hear you. Okay, it's hard to understand you, but I got it.
Referee going to have a little discussion here.
Chloe Morgan. So, TMO reviewed that. There was a late hit by white 12. So, we're going to restart with the penalty there. Dave, can you give me more details? Are we talking? I said, can you give me any more detail? Was there any head contact, or I'm assuming I'm restarting with a penalty. Do you have anything more than that? Okay. Okay.
Good. Getting some tremendous looks from our next level rugby replays.
That was 12 white.
So just the penalty there, no card for Jillian Matele.
You're on the mark here.
No head contact. It was a good solid tackle right to the midsection, but just a little bit late. So back 10 go the Crimson Storm as we're about a minute away from our halftime break. Northern Iowa really need a try here. They'll take the scrum here off of the penalty.
And I don't disagree with the call at all. It was in that realm of a step and a half. You know, in full speed, live play, it looked like it could have been bang, bang. But that TMO, you got to love the next level TMO down on the field, able to review plays and make sure safety is a priority. But now with the penalty, or excuse me, with a scrum here, great opportunity for Northern Iowa.
Set!
Put in here for Anya Lovestone. Gets it in, taken off the back by Hager. Hager looked for the offload, couldn't find it. Able to retain possession, gets it out the back. Now off to the right-hand side. Here's Link with the kick. Gets hit right after, but it's scooped up here in the back. And kicked, returned here from Jeffrey. And this one's able to get on the opposite side of the defense. Scooped up in the end here by Gruthis. All the way across the pitch they come. Avery Bird takes it into contact. Getting close to being the final possession of the first half here. Southern Nazarene defense coming up, charging hard. Had to redirect the pass there. Now they're keeping it in tight. Whipping it out, but just a little too slow here. Is Matele causing havoc on the defensive end. Number 12 for the Crimson Storm. Taking it nice and slow here. Need to make sure they march their way down the pitch one way or another. Pick and go again, coming in from Gizzy. A little slow coming out of there. Tired legs. Coming up here against a tough team, and this one squirts out. Mataele scoops it up, and now 10 meters away from another try. They'll slow it down. Forward pack converges in. They'll go off the left-hand side, bulldozing their way through another 3 meters. Forward pack keeps it again. Lauren Anderson, the freshman, gets met right away. And this time knocked on. Back to UNI. And Northern Iowa will take that one close here to the final whistle of the first half. 34-14 the score, but we'll have one final play before halftime, Lance.
Yeah, my thoughts was, should Northern Iowa choose to get the ball off the pitch and take it at halftime, being so pent on their own side of the field? But with a 20-point deficit, you got to go all in. Making the trip that they've made under the circumstances, you got to go for it on fourth down, so to speak. So let's see if they can grind their way down the field and maybe get some points before halftime.
Morgan Link has been their best facilitator so far, using that boot. High skill. This time she has to flip it out to the outside. Here comes Macy Graves. Graves with a couple of good runs so far today. Big time collision. Huge pop, a little bit high that time though. That was Anderson again. She'll get dinged. Back 10. Go SNU. Now the forward push here. You see the crowd, the bench trying to implore their team for more effort here to put another one up on the board. But there is again Lauren Anderson on the defensive end. So stout, just driving players back. Push in here, another tackle from Tarango. The scrum half gets involved and it squirts out. Picked up by Talesi Uatafe. She'll kick this one through and out into touch. And what a tremendous performance from the Crimson Storm in the first half as they lead 34-14. We'll step aside and we've got the College Rugby Show when we return.
Consistency on three. 1, 2, 3.
Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show live here in Houston. It's been a long day. We are at game number 5, halftime, Women's Division I final, and it's been a barn burner already. SNU, UNI probably punching a little heavier than everybody thought they would, Zach.
That's what I think we're also thinking about that first half, because it was so exciting. It was so much fun, too. Like, UNI coming out here and keeping pace, and it's been great to watch.
It is really hard to beat a team that has the heart that they do, but I mean, if we're going to talk about who's got some true heart, it's SNU. Right from the jump, we saw big runs coming in. Lauren Anderson has made an absolute mess of herself, really hitting the line at pace and hitting it fully. And I mean, right now we've got some really fit players on Southern Nazarene. I think that they're just able to finish the job quickly and efficiently and get to ground here. I mean, the loop arounds that come and the work rate, and I mean, the clubs that are coming in from UNI are really what we need to talk about. Those girls love some defense.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a great game. But, I mean, look at UNI right here. This is the difference between varsity and club rugby is what we're looking at. Bigger, stronger, faster, strength and conditioning program, practicing 5 days a week, full-time paid coaching staff. But if I was going to do a draft right now for WER, two of my top 3 picks are going to be UNI. Obviously, Talesi Uatafe looks phenomenal. She's already scored a bazillion tries in this game. But how about Macy Graves? How about Morgan Link?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I think, we've talked about it during that first half. They really just need to tee in on some of SNU stars, does UNI, because they're letting them kind of run free. Talesi's roaming around. But they have Graves back there as a sweeper to kind of clean everything up, and she's had some really good cover tackles. They've matched that physicality, but they have to keep that up. And SNU, I guess, guys, just got to stop playing with their food in that second half. They want to make sure that
they're struggling with Talesi Uatafe because she's one of the best players in the country, and she is a finalist for our Women's Division I Player of the Year. No surprise to anyone. Also on that list, we got Natalie Lamar from St. Bonaventure, fantastic player. 2 other players out here tonight, Lauren Anderson. Lauren, get low Anderson. Man, she runs. She's fun to watch. And then, of course, also Riley Erickson. She's doing the kicking. Not had the best night from T, but awesome around the breakdown for Crimson Storm. And then Kara McManus, Penn State. She's a very, very good player at the back of that scrum. Light it up for these girls, Darren.
I'm very excited to see Penn State on the board with the finalists. We talked about how their revival has been really important to the program and the legacy that it has. Repeat national champions alone for Penn State. I mean, I know that whenever I was playing, like you did not want to get caught in the cage with the Lions. So good thing to see her on there. Uatafe and Anderson. I mean, I've talked about them throughout the season, but such good friends of mine, but also just like really good people. Uatafe's out there hyping up her players, hyping up the teammates around her, and putting them into the best space. But like you said, I mean, unless you put 2, maybe even 3 people to keep her out of the club, she's not going to get contained. She's going to keep going. And not for anything, Graves has some serious pace, sure. But Uatafe, we saw her outpace Graves, which is not an easy feat. So you've got to go ahead and give her credit. You can even see what it means. She knows that beating Graves is not easy. And I mean, it looks so greasy, so simple, so easy for her. And the fact that she just does it without even a second thought, she just reads the picture, means that she's everything and more that you would want from a collegiate player.
Absolutely. Darren, your former teammate there, Talesi, what's the ceiling for her? How good is she?
I think she doesn't have a ceiling, right? Like, she could literally break the roof if she wanted to. She's not afraid to, absolutely fearless and brave. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer that she's definitely going to be a part of the growth and what's to come for American rugby.
What's you and I got to do in this half? Final thought, Zach.
Keep it up. I love the energy on the sideline. Just keep playing your hearts out and have fun, and it seems to be working for them.
Stay positive, bounce back. It's going to be a great second half. Can't wait to watch some of these stars out here. Talesi, Morgan, everybody. Right now, let's go back to the booth in the second half.
Thank you so much, Pat. We are back and ready for more action here live at SaberCats Stadium in Houston, Texas. 14-34 your score with Southern Nazarene University on top here in the D1A final. And if you're just joining us, Northern Iowa got their ticket punched to play here after the suspension. They're from Wheeling, but they are here playing up a little bit. But Lance, they've done pretty well in the first half. We've seen their potency, but just SNU has just taken it to another level.
Yeah, and I don't see Northern Iowas as victims here at all. I don't think they're getting ran off the field or mistreated at all. They've shown a lot of class in themselves. They've shown their ability to fight, to take some of the best punches from this SNU side. But they have to find a way to contain these kind of moments as SNU breaks to start our half.
Jillian Matele, another good run. We've seen her working well with Uatafe throughout the match. But here in the second half, they take it to another level. Good burst all the way out to the 22-meter line, and then it's Lauren Anderson jogging along through the final defender, and then gets caught from behind. Back up to her feet. Don't think that knee was down. I think she was up, and she dives over for the try.
And for what we've seen from players like Lauren Anderson,
Are we happy with that movement or not? Okay.
sorry, I didn't want to give a referee a chance to explain. Referee's cool with that decision. But from what we've seen from Lauren Anderson on that try right there, absolutely stellar play from multiple players from the SNU side. They've been setting themselves up to let their forwards operate in a playmaking role. And just when you thought you had her down, Mrs. Anderson pulls a matrix move. Knee probably still down, just a drip, but to the victors goes the spoils, to those who put in the work, get what they need, and Lauren gets her try here in the championship.
Well deserved. She's been tremendous through this match, and that time she was the recipient of the offload, as you mentioned. But she has been outstanding throughout. As we take another look here, see possibly that right knee still on the deck, and we are going to go to the TMO here. Second time in this match. First we've seen it, though, Lance.
And you know,
watching.
There's so much in it. There's a technical part. There's a spirit of the law part of it. Spirit of the law, no one was around to stop her to really poach the ball or have a chance at the ball. So it should be free and clear. But
movement down here, that's going to be no try. We're going to restart. What? I don't know why they're yelling. We're going to restart. Penalty to Black here for not releasing. Okay?
But as I said, there's a spirit of the law component and a technical law component. Double movement, clearly seen on the video recap. And Lauren Anderson, after a magical run, unfortunately will not be granted the 5 for putting her team
Can
through.
somebody get the ball out of midfield?
And boy, the roar of the crowd, Lance, from the bench here for Northern Iowa after that try was declared no good. Just lots of momentum, lots of excitement there from the sideline. They're going to keep pushing, but every little thing, they're taking these victories where they can, and that's what's fun to see out here.
Yeah, and they held up a try earlier or stopped a try short. The excitement of that side, they really locked in. They want to make the best of this moment for themselves.
And this is their time to shine here. Morgan Link will look to get her squad back into this match. Morgan Link, number 10, has been tremendous so far. Kind of having to use that boot a little more than normal to work their way around the power of this Southern Nazarene squad. Great defensive stand. See if they can turn this into offense here. Delayed lift, but the pass is a little bit low. Went forward, says our referee. And so a knock on. Southern Nazarene will retain possession coming out of this. Still in attacking position.
Yeah, and Northern Iowa, again, find themselves in a defensive situation, scrum situation that is very advantageous for SNU. On that side of the 50, ready to attack. But this is a good moment for Northern Iowa. They have to show that they're in this fight for the full 80. It's a good moment for them to stand up and continue to showcase their class.
Sit!
Smooth put in here for the Crimson Storm, and taken out the back by Tarango. There's a hard charging run for Ireland Jeffrey with the offload to Uatafe. She's over the 22-meter line, finds some space on the far side, getting chased down, but does not need it. She takes it the distance, and Talese Uatafe lands try number 4.
Just when you think she was done, here she goes again, dotting it down in the corner. And that bit of play was great because you had a great attacking situation from Ireland, able to get her jersey pulled. Northern Iowa not letting her through clean. Jersey pulled, but that one-handed offload with a fully run, full tilt to Leslie is one of the hardest plays to stop in college rugby. She's running full speed. She has the angle. She has the anticipation. And we're dealing with someone as intelligent as her. Seeing that the space was on the far outside around the winger and the athleticism to get all the way around the corner.
15 seconds, 7.
It's just a great bit of play from SNU.
Such pace there to be able to beat Macy Graves for the second time for another try. Just shows her incredible speed, but at the same time, you mentioned you're not going to be able to make those pop passes going into a tackle without the communication. They always know where their support is. They've always got players running hard lines right off the ball, and it has been outstanding to watch here this evening in Houston, Texas.
It seems like a continuation from a stellar season that they've had. I mean, last year, all the way to the finals, fighting all the way through, completely through, and they're finally on the doorstep of their championship moment here, but they must not let off the gas because this Northern Iowa side will continue to fight.
Big collision on the outside. Kennedy Powell, the fullback, comes in, makes the big tackle. The Southern Nazarene keeps on clicking. Here's another run from Anderson. Over the midfield stripe, just holds this one up, waits for the support to arrive, and then recycles it back with ease. Again, Tarango to the outside. More hard line runners coming off of the ball. And Uatafe takes it herself on this one, fends off the first, then the speed to get around the final defender. A smile to the sideline, and try number 5 for Uatafe.
A hat trick and a brace in the same match. A first half hat trick and a second half brace in the same match. We know the level of player that we're dealing with. PR 7s, national champion in 7s, club 7s. A stellar resume. But to see this in person live, the power, the intelligence, and she's still having fun while she does it in a championship level game. It's just amazing to watch, and a continuation of what we already known about. Clearly one of the best players in the United States.
Try number 2 here in the second half pushes that lead to 30 points. Back-to-back tries in 6 minutes of action. This one up and good, so 46-14 your score here in this D1 National Championship match. Tim Wilkes and Lance Kavanaugh from Great American Rugby taking you through all the action live here in Houston, Texas at SaberCat Stadium. The fans getting rowdy here for the Crimson Storm. Special thanks to everybody watching on NCR TV. And everybody also here in the stands at SaberCat Stadium. Just a beautiful facility if you've never been down here. 4,000 stadium seat capacity. And even though no more SaberCats, still hoping to keep events like this, helping rugby thrive here in the Lone Star State. Southern Nazarene able to corral it there off the restart. Space on the outside. Zaragoza finds another offload target. And now they'll swing it to the outside. Uatafe. High pass a little bit up above Isaac's hands. But they're able to retain possession yet again. Just not that many mistakes where they're coughing it up. They have not shot themselves in the foot hardly at all in this match. And they are playing up to their championship caliber, but then a knock on there. UNI back in possession. This is what they need. More positive play, ball in hand, because it's so tough to take it away and force away possession. And this one kicked up over the top. Scooped up here by Vivian Wright. And they'll put the defensive pressure on. Almost able to surge through as Link was trying to push her way through on the counter ruck. But instead, they'll boot this one out and into touch and relieve a little bit of space, but the Panthers still on the prowl.
And going to the boot was, in a sense, a good decision. The ability for randomness plays into the advantage for Northern Iowa. if they can find a way to just get this game off of its normal track and course, find a way to throw a bit of random ball bounce and high impact moments into this game, it gives them even more opportunities to score. They've done well off penalties and finding their opportunities off of SNU mistakes.
Getting to the maul here. Nice surge from the Panthers. They've got the ball back and ready to use, but they have not been stifled just yet. Finally, there's the one stop, and a penalty advantage is on as well. Looking for the offload and the tackle. They're able to keep things moving, but a little bit forward.
In the side on the maul.
So we'll come back to the penalty advantage here as it was brought down illegally in from the side. Quick tap from Link, gets things off and moving again. Hastings into contact, surges forward. 6 meters out now. Hold firm from that counter ruck. Now they'll spin it here to the near side. Great job breaking through the defense there from Avery Bird. Here to the near side. Graves drags one tackler, but just doesn't have enough space to get the Jets cranking.
Don't pull her.
Definitely a little hands in there from Southern Nazarene. They're able to slow things up a little bit. Ball is there. Great work on the outside. Segovia. Ellis Segovia, number 20 there for Southern Nazarene. Good work on the defensive end. Another big-time tackle. Throws him up in the air. They've got to find a little bit of space here. Back to the left again through Hastings.
Tackle.
Ripped away. Knee was on the ground. Probably should have released a little sooner, and the referee spots it as well. Not releasing the call. Back to the goal line goes Southern Nazarene.
12.
And
Not again.
almost a yellow there, Lance.
Yeah, I mean, in any other code, 7s or any other, that is a card. But I think the referee saw how it was pinned against her body and the weird position she was put in. And you got to love the attitude. You got to love the attitude. Just, no free gifts. If, you want to mistreat me, we'll move along. But referee in clear control. And the idea going for 3 points here, taking what you can get, it looks like they're setting up for the T. I can't disagree. She's not controlling the ball. She doesn't want to hold it. Get the ball off of me, she says. And, that energy and attitude has a lot to do with why SNU is so successful. They got the dog. They got some dogs on their team, clearly.
Kick coming here from Avery Bird, but pulls it a little bit left. Out the back it goes. So we'll have a 22-meter drop off of the penalty kick.
Who is it? Okay.
A little discussion here.
Re-kick.
Okay. White
What
3.
would cause that? Maybe some
Charged.
movement
Going
there.
back to the same penalty.
Charging down the kick, something you can't do on a penalty. Rugby 101 there, and so we'll have another opportunity.
Yeah, right there. 13. On morning.
Talesi Uatafe. Trouble controlling that aggression there. Wanted to keep going. Non-stop athlete there, but we'll have another kick. We'll set this one up again for Avery Bird, the sophomore construction management major out of Madrid, Iowa. See what Tafe realized what she was doing as she took those first couple steps. Couldn't pull it back, but this time it's bent off to the right. We play on. Live ball there on the outside. Finally dotted down in goal. And so we'll bring this one back. It'll just be a goal line drop. So a bit of a change there. Last one went all the way back through. So we had the 22. This one just dotted down. And so it's a goal line drop. And they'll have to work from here. Try to go deep with this one. Gets it up over the defense. Nice punch kick to get it through. Scooped up in the back now by Love Stoon. Looking for players to retreat enough to make that pass. Good job holding off just long enough. Now at midfield. 26 minutes left to play. 27 here in the second half of action. Northern Iowa looking to get things going again. 2 unanswered tries from Southern Nazarene, or Talese Uatafe by herself. Has them in firm control of this match. There's a nice offload. Little taste of their own medicine as home guard rumbles through the defense. Picks up a good 15 meters there for UNI. Uatafe with the blind side hit. Late and a bit of head contact as she hit the deck there, Lance. That might not be good.
That might not be good. And might is an understatement. And it seemed a bit unnecessary. I think she just want to get in the game and get into the action. But
we're getting the late inside of the game. Okay. Yep.
But even if ball's picked up, we can't go. Ball was picked up. Can we check that?
It was a late hit. Okay.
No, the ball was picked up. Go.
Good work from our referee. Doesn't matter if the ball was picked up. At that point, it's still a late hit after she gets that one out. And we saw the TMO have to get involved earlier in the match. And we'll take another look here for this one.
Yeah, I think she was speaking on whether or not she was on sides or not, right? Yeah. Not whether or not the hit was late. She was speaking on whether she was on sides or not, because it's two hands on the ball. There's a lift, but the pass was clearly away. And, you know, you got a step and a half before contact. That's the easy call for the ref to make. And she noticed it. She was literally right next to it. Just peeked to her left, simply and plain. Great call from referee. Good control.
She ends up landing on top of her, too, and that's really where she probably could have pulled off. I mean, the contact wasn't terrible, but landing on top, that's what got her the yellow card. And it could have even been a red there because she ended up falling on her head, but in the end, just a yellow. So SNU will play with a player disadvantage here for the next 10 minutes.
Crouch.
2 tries from Uatafe here in the second half. Let's see who else can get it done and step up for the Crimson Storm.
Set.
Shove here. Roadstone looking for the return pass and gets it. Space on the outside. Here's Macy Graves. 1-on-1. Gets wrangled to deck eventually. Good work on the outside by Vivian Wright to make the tackle. Another inside ball. They're really starting to get going on those. Strong run from Aurora Stapleton. But the knock on. Quinn Holmgard could not hang on. Southern Nazarene back in possession.
White scrum.
No advantage gain, so Lance will come back to the scrum. As we move through this match, 32-point lead for Southern Nazarene.
Yeah, and the confidence.
Second row.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought the referee was having a conversation about something going on, but the confidence of this SNU side we'll really get a glimpse of. It seems like the score line says that the game's in hand, but let's see how they decide to attack. Will they get more expansive, or will they stick directly to structure? This is really where the discipline of a team is questioned. When they have a lead and things seem to be working for them, how will they proceed as the game goes on, especially with a yellow card on the board?
Second time we've seen the early drive from Southern Nazarene. Quick tap taking a good 4 meters in front of the mark, so we'll bring this one back and have it again. Carolyn Hager, the junior psychology major out of Illinois, gets things moving. Another beautiful offload to Aurora Stapleton. Surges forward, but they get it taken away. Got a little bit too dislodged there, and Lauren Anderson's able to rip it out and give possession back to the Crimson Storm. Off to the left-hand side, Herrera grows through the defense, finally dumped, but a good job holding that one up. Didn't want to get too stranded. Possession time is the most important thing here. Elsa Lavu into contact. Chip kick out to the outside, looking for some space, possibly knocked on there by Northern Iowa. Unlucky with it. And we'll come here back to the knock on. And now with that player disadvantage, seeing them kick it around a little bit, trying to find some other ways to break through this Panther defense.
4 white. Okay. 4 white.
Kenna Franks into the match. Number 17. Freshman getting her first taste of national championship action. Special thanks to everybody still in the crowd here in SaberCat Stadium. Been a great day of rugby from Houston, Texas. Lots of fun out here on the pitch. We've got plenty more action tomorrow. The third place matches will be on the field back behind us, but plenty of action if you still want to come out and check things out tomorrow. D1 AA final, along with D3 and D2 finals, all on the docket. This one may be off the boot, but did get lodged forward there. Scrum down back to Northern Iowa.
Now this right here is a scene that I'm very familiar with. Championship game. Scoreline seems to be in hand. 20 minutes left. And for a select few of these Southern Nazarene players, this is their final show in 15s for their college. You know, a lot of pride is being played for right here. Just to show up and end on a note that you can be proud of. You know, we're going to see a lot from a few of these players in these next coming minutes.
Great work on the outside. Here comes Macy Graves. Almost split, but she gets wrangled down. Now another opportunity as they come out to Hastings. Big time tackle. I think that was Anderson yet again with the huge hit. Just a freshman there, but she is leading the charge here with Uatafe on the bench. She's having a little bit of trouble getting back up to her feet. It seems like she'll be ready to rock and roll here soon. Out the back here, Chloe Tarengo, one of those grad students, the scrum half, playing her last bit of action here for Southern Nazarene. Zips it back out to the outside again. Stab kick through from Jeffrey.
You're never onside, okay?
And had players in front. Did Northern Iowa.
10, never onside.
So they'll get sent back 10 for being offsides.
Ball. Okay.
So we'll gather this one back midway through the second half of action. A 32-point lead for Southern Nazarene. It's again one of the top programs in the country. This time up in the air. Great work on the outside by Macy Graves to keep it alive. But here come the Crimson Storm. Chloe Tarango, the scrum half, getting it done on the defensive end as well, as they pin them all the way back inside their own 5-meter line. This one charged down, tipped a bit. Out in the back it has here with Wright. Wright turns it back upfield, gets huge collision there, a couple meters away. She's able to get back up to her feet, but UNI still pushing hard. Northern Iowa looking for another defensive stand. This one, ooh, maybe lost forward there as they went to deck, but held out in position for another load. Nice and slow, still playing here with the one-player disadvantage. A look to the outside, final pass is on target, hits it, and another try. Ireland Jeffrey dots it down. Another one for Southern Nazarene.
Yeah, and just well worked. The penalties and the issues that Northern Iowa not getting back on that offside, it's just creating more opportunities, more chances, and they find themselves so close to the try line. No one is covering the space out wide.
Got tackled. Yeah, I just want to make sure that it's nothing more.
It looks like the ref might be peeking back, looking back, rewinding the clock a little bit with TMO to see if some contact earlier in the game was good. But just so many threats near and around the ruck. And the way that they set up the pick and goes is Southern Nazarene side. They don't try to drive and go forward. They launch and lunge a meter at a time with clean support right next to them, able to preserve ball. And it just gives it so many more opportunities for them to inch closer, and really make an attacking presence, especially around the edge, to score that try.
Yeah, tremendous passing there. Vivian Wright, number 22, just a sophomore out of Bountiful, Utah. One of the two players that Coach Eric Gilliland was able to bring in from Central Washington University. So some high-level talent. And again, Vivian Wright sucked in the defense, brought those two defenders straight to her, able to whip that one out for the easy finish. One more look here, Lance. This was the collision that we had under review. It came into contact and a bit of a high tackle there.
Yeah, but it looks like she got hit and her body dropped. It looked like her level went lower.
Okay. Time is off.
I agree with the mitigation there from her falling down. Maybe, yeah, there's a little bit of contact, I think, maybe even with that right hand on the face.
We have a high degree. We have head contact, foul play. There's the mitigating factor is that she was down so low, but it is going to be a yellow.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate in the end there for Aurora Stapleton, the junior,
on the goal
out
line
of Mason
down here.
City, Iowa.
White 22.
Hit the chair for the next 10 minutes. Unfortunate stuff there, Lance. It's good tenacity, but in the end, another player in the bin for Northern Iowa.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate that now they're level.
Under a
as
minute
far
on
as
your bin. Under a minute on your bin.
And that, the referee's there clearly 50 seconds, so they'll have even play for less than a minute, and then to spend half of the remaining time with a player down is Northern Iowa side. Scary times.
Third time we've seen that TMO come into play here in the National Championship match. Big shout out to NCR and Next Level Rugby for providing the TMO here this weekend. Great to see things get elevated as we move forward here on the rugby stage. Another hard charging run keeps things moving. Another offload. Chavara, the other player from Central Washington, getting involved there, number 16, but it's ripped out by the Panthers. And they get back on the front foot here.
With a scrum.
Player down. Linda Chavara. Not back up to her feet just yet, so we'll bring in the trainers as we're about 15 minutes away from the final whistle here. Southern Nazarene up by 42.
And she fell to the ground, didn't present the ball, hasn't moved from the position she fell in. I think that her championship day is over. As we check in on Lauren Anderson, they can't tackle her straight up power grapple. So it's a lot of hanging on, holding on to her legs. And you see she's just calm and collected while players are hanging off her. End up losing her shoe and sock all in one tackle.
Perfect.
There goes the shoe right there on the right foot. And she's hopping on one leg, and with the next defender take off the sock. She is barefoot running out here, still getting the offload away and still staying into the game. You got to love it.
I sure do. Never even look back to see where that shoe was. No question about if she was going to keep going. Just kept pushing. And Chavira will exit the match, so a short stint in here for her. Still be feeling good. Bringing home the hardware back to Bethany, Oklahoma, here for Southern Nazarene University. You mentioned it, Lance, so close last year.
Crouch!
Uatafe back on the pitch now after her yellow card. Still about 7-8 minutes there for Northern Iowa. We should have a little bit of lightning in the tank here for the Crimson Storm.
Crouch! Bind! Okay.
How am I supposed to put my head up?
Okay, so you're under. Okay, she's over, you're under.
So we'll switch this one up. Does Northern Iowa. Just trying to get things situated there in the scrum. Big front row.
Crouch.
Southern Nazarene putting a little bit of tension there on the Panthers. But they've leaned forward and caused early drive a couple of times already. Just got to conserve that energy. UNI with a little bit of push. They're able to get this one out of there, but it's lost forward. Scooped up here by Tarango. And Tarango, the grad student, as you mentioned, Lance, fighting for every inch out there. In one of her final matches here with Southern Nazarene. That one through the hands, but it's scooped up. Johnny on the spot there. Lavu keeps it moving after it went through the hands of Anderson. Now there's plenty of space on the outside. Uatape, skip pass, finds its target out there to Vivian Wright. Right around the corner, and she's got it in. Her second try of the match off the assist from Uatape.
An immediate impact returner from that yellow card. But you gotta love the line break to start us off, to get us where we're at. And then just as the defense is condensed, to see that there's space for the easy pass, the skill to skip and go over the top. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and 5 points is 5 points as they find another way to add to this lead. Just a great bit of play from SNU, converting every mistake that Northern Iowa, inflicts, and they find a way to punish them with 5 points every time. And that is a great try going into the corner right there.
For sure, Vivian Wright, remember that name, just a sophomore as this Crimson Storm team continues to push there in D1. Another great try. But again, all orchestrated from Uatape. What haven't we seen from her? Oh, skip pass. We'll just throw that in for another assist. And great work from this Crimson Storm that are finding new and spectacular ways to get it done on the offensive end. Just about 12 minutes left to play here. Morgan Link will send this one back to the Crimson Storm. Just holding on for dear life that time was Wilkinson. But still on her feet is Zaragoza, and Zaragoza breaks through eventually. 50 meters now in the bag. Finally gets brought down by Macy Graves, but a tremendous run there from Zaragoza. Still up with it. Tarango dances around a couple of would-be tacklers. Bring this one out the back. Scramble for it, and eventually corralled by Mateer. 7 meters out. SNU looks to swing this one to the outside. Good charge defense there from Avery Bird. Comes up, it does so illegally, a little too high, and she'll get sent back to the try line. So Chloe Tarango, as Lance mentioned, one of the grad students trying to get every bit of rugby she can out there. Hard charging run there from Lavu. That might be Fakuvama there, number 25. They can go to the outside. Stifled again, 2 meters out. Well, now they'll spin it out through Tarango. Finds her target there with Mateer. Still brought down, 5 meters short. Penalty advantage on. Not needed. Try awarded Southern Nazarene, and Chloe Tarango, the grad student from Plano, Texas, gets it done in her home state.
2 dangerous tackles under pressure. One that's the card here. You're having penalties near your goal line. It's gotta stop. Thank you.
Yeah, and again, the consistent play. So many opportunities to score, but when it was time, it was and Southern Nazarene had a great opportunity to go in. The sneaky scrummy gets the pick and gets 5 in a championship match. The grad student in her final game with Southern Nazarene's 15s on the biggest stage, adds points, does a little dance in the process, repeated the dance with her teammates there. But again, a complete team effort. If it isn't a line break from a reserve prop coming in, or if it isn't a skip pass from the players that you expected, if it isn't the pick and goals and the sneaky tries from some of the players they depend on for a long time, you know, everyone's putting in their weight in this shift for this Southern Nazarene side, and what a moment for them.
It just so happened to be on that last replay. You see Talesi Uatafe fighting in the ruck, shoves a player off, and that is what opened up the hole. So somehow, without her hands on the ball, Uatafe still finding ways to affect things. But a big-time try there from Chloe Tarango.
The sub is on?
Dots it down.
Oh, hold on. All right.
A little bit of time still to play. Here to the near side. Taken nicely by Southern Nazarene. Into contact goes Kenna Franks.
Ball's available.
Spin this one through Zaragoza. Out hard charging runner at full pace. Lavu. Excuse me, that's Segovia. Segovia into contact. Still going. Offload there to Lauren Anderson, and she'll take it the distance. It's actually Lenny Fakuvama with the break. Gets it off to Anderson, and another try for the Crimson Storm.
And the team, everyone's putting in work. Another line break, another bit of play, and you gotta wrap her up or she's gonna keep going. She's gonna rumble down the field, one-on-one with the fullback. And unfortunately, the fullback usually loses those exchanges. Easy offload, and Mrs. Anderson from the Matrix scoring as Southern Nazarene dances their way to the completion of this national championship game. So much fun being had by so many of these players. They are really enjoying the moment. But it seems as though we might have seen the broken wheel of this Northern Iowa side. You got to get in front and put your body on the line. But great bit of play from SNU to get all the way down the field off the line break and put it in 5-7 with the converted try.
Great work from the Crimson Storm, but still can't say enough about this Panthers team from Northern Iowa on a few days' notice, able to take the entire team across the country down here to Houston. Tremendous effort from them. Still got the smiles out there. They've been so composed throughout this match.
Are we all set with the sub?
Great competitor here for the Crimson Storm. Maybe not going exactly the way they wanted, but they've shown their stars. Couple of tries, but just not enough here against a tough Southern Nazarene squad. Big bump again. Lenny Fakavama, the junior, had that last burst. Now she shows the power to go right through the defense. There's the take, though. Interception. Northern Iowa is going to take it the distance. Great interception. Looking to set it down. And finally, Avery Bird gets it in. The bench goes wild, and the Panthers get on the board for the third time.
And look at the reception. Multiple teammates meeting in the try zone. Broke it not just yet, says Northern Iowa. They have more points to put on the board. And just the presence in mind, already shooting defensively, so far up from her defensive line, she wanted to intercept that pass and thrown right into her hands. And you can see the tongue out as she runs all the way to the try zone, even taking the extra steps to try to center it just even more. Northern Iowa still has more fight in them and having fun themselves.
It was Bird that missed those couple of penalty kicks earlier, but she gets 5 points to her name the hard way, picking that one off and taking it the distance. Great work. And we've said throughout this match, the heart has been there the entire time for the Panthers, giving it their all.
Absolutely.
Defense is not easy against Southern Nazarene, and 3 converted tries in a row there for Northern Iowa. So good conversion kicks there for Bird as she knocks in an extra 2 for herself.
Yeah, and right in the moment where it looked like Southern Nazarene were going to continue to pile on, the Bird is the word coming up big for this Northern Iowa side and getting 5 with the conversion. And you can see now, big smile on her face, good moment for this Northern Iowa team.
And that's what it's about. Coming in on short notice, being able to compete, just to have fun and compete. That's what rugby is about. And boy, have they really put on a tremendous performance here. 5 minutes left to play. They're able to pull this one out the back through Emma Hastings. But it's held on there in the back, not releasing the call. And the tenacity again from Southern Nazarene, too much to handle. So Chloe Tarango steps up to this one. Looks to take the quick tap this time. Chooses off to the left-hand side to Fakavama. All the way to the outside. Uatafe spins it again to Vivian Wright. Looking for the hat trick. And Vivian Wright gets on top of it. Try time for Southern Nazarene again. It's Vivian Wright, the transfer from Central Washington, gets that final pass. Second assist as well there for Uatafe as she does it all. And Wright shows that Southern Nazarene has a bright future as she's able to take it home. Just a sophomore, extending the lead for the Crimson Storm.
And that left foot step was devastating. Able to push the pace, really giving the fullback the image of going to the corner. And once she put that left foot down, everything was right. And the Utah native able to add again to this Nazarene lead.
Kick is up and good. Southern Nazarene now 82 points up on the board. And the Crimson Storm electrifying the field here at SaberCats Stadium with another big-time pass. What are we up to now, Lance? We got 5 tries for Uatafe, 2 assists, and just tremendous work on both ends.
Yeah, I mean, between what we've seen from her, and that's also with a yellow card on the board, so she spent time off the field and still made major impact. Between her and multiple other players, Lauren Anderson included, it's so much you can just say about this side, about how strong they are, how composed they are, how smart they are. And, you know, I think she's the tip of the iceberg and what they've created for themselves at Southern Nazarene. They have so much to be proud of.
Lauren Anderson with another strong run there, but lost it at the end. She has been tremendous in this match, just a freshman. But again, a bright future for them. The hard-charging style of play that Coach Eric Gilliland has developed is beautiful to watch here on the national stage. And again, counter-ruck from Uatafe, getting it done the hard way. Able to retain possession out of it, though. Now the Panthers with a couple minutes left to play, looking for one final spark, but the knock-on stifles that attack yet again.
Okay,
and it is all Southern Nazarene, a big-time second half.
And both teams able to clear the bench, get through all the subs, everyone in the reserves touching the field, I believe. And you can hear both teams through the ref mic. Very happy, very positive. It's a lot of giggles and laughs and smiles. Both teams really enjoying the rugby that's happening right now.
Bind!
Number 22, Haley Butterwig, a senior, into the match for the first time. Big time drive there from the Panthers, and they're able to get it out the back as well. Great work here from Northern Iowa as they look to find some space here on the near side through Macy Graves. Graves just hasn't really been able to find enough openings so far today to really infiltrate this match. Possible hands on it there, and the call is made. Southern Nazarene with another great play. Kenna Franks, the freshman from Willis, Texas, able to get her hands on it and earn her team the penalty.
And with time winding down, big congratulations to Southern Nazarene, but also a big shout out to this Northern Iowa side making the trip, putting up a fight. And I believe maybe a score line might say something different, but we've seen competitive play throughout the entirety of this match from this Northern Iowa side. In the first half, really putting on the pressure and really showing that if you make a mistake, they will capitalize. But Southern Nazarene, too much, too often, and just too much star power for them. But it is such a good future for both.
Here off of the front. That's another take here by Tarango. She looks to go the distance, but is finally wrangled out there. Macy Graves makes the tackle. Referee just wants a quick word to make sure there wasn't any foul play there.
How many black?
But none there, and so one final play just about here again off of the referee's watch, but we are getting close.
Last play.
Crimson Storm setting up here for the line out. Put in or throw in here coming from Northern Iowa. Fake the lifts and then come back to the middle. This time able to hang on just enough. Throw not straight. And that will do it. Your final score here in the D1 National Championship, 82 for Southern Nazarene, 21 for Northern Iowa.
Oh boy.
And what a joyful moment for this Southern Nazarene side. You are on top of the mountain, looking down on the rest of the college landscape. Amazing season. Coaching staff has so much to be proud of. Congratulations to Southern Nazarene University.
And their scrum half, Chloe Tarango, the one getting lifted up. Didn't get that last try, but just shows her passion for the game.
Division I national
We'll send it down to Tyler Dole.
The first try came in about 30 seconds, and then it was textbook domination from that moment on. How did that feel to put in 80 minutes of pain in the D1 National Championship?
You know, it feels great. We worked really hard this entire year. And even though we didn't play against the opponent that we were supposed to play, but we still played them as if we were playing them. So, yeah, I felt really good.
And to go from 2024 losing in the national championship final to coming back the next year in a week's notice and winning it, how does that feel, and what does that do for your club?
Us losing last year, that woke something in us that we didn't know we had in us. It made us more determined, and it made us push each other even harder every single day at practice. So I'm glad that we lost last year because we're stronger than ever now.
Well, that was an amazing and electric performance, and because of that, you are the 2025 Division I National Championship MVP. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. Okay. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Go enjoy it with your team.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Thank you so much, Tyler. As you mentioned, a championship performance there. We will step aside as the celebration will continue. We'll come back and we'll have our final thoughts here on this D1 National Championship from Houston, Texas.
Consistency on three. 1, 2, 3.
Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show. The fall season is upon us. We have a brand new division, now 4 men's divisions, 4 women's divisions. We've had that in 7s. We're going to be coming to you once every other week here in this video podcast form.
I'm excited for a season of telling college rugby's best stories.
We deserve to be here. We're going to keep, representing.
That was, to me, the biggest testament for the future of the game.
In a sport of power and precision, you need a powerful and precise camera. Analyze your game. Build your team. Grow together.
Ready, up.
Video captures moments. A powerful camera for a powerful sport.
Rugby!
Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show live here at Houston SaberCats Stadium. Women's National Championship weekend. We just crowned our first national champs of the weekend, and they're right here. Talesi Uatafe, Riley Erickson, Southern Nazarene. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Guys, it's a culmination of a long season, right? I mean, tell us what it means to, you were in this championship game last year, you were hurt here last year, what it's like to be able to come back and right that wrong and get that championship this time.
It means a lot. It feels really good. I feel like us losing last year, like, it made us more determined and it made us push each other even more harder because we were just so mad. So, like, we pushed each other every day in practice to be better than what we think we can be.
Riley, for you, it must have been, how tough was it to be here on crutches just out of surgery this time last year, not able to be on the field with your teammates as they lose, but now you're able to help them be on the field and win? Tell us about both of those experiences.
It was definitely really hard last year watching and and just seeing how we improved this year and use that to help fuel everything we did. It was great to see and be a part of while everything's going on.
So the fuel was basically, yay, please, for the MVP, we needed that. Are you kidding me? We were like, okay, perfect, this is the look. All right, so both of you, right, talented. You guys still have one more year left with SNU. What's next year going to look like? I mean, this is a performance, but like you said, how do you repeat it? And now you guys don't have revenge left as the fuel anymore. So what else is there?
I feel like it's an even more higher standard for us to keep going and to keep our name as the national championships. Champion? I need help in English.
You've been at SNU since the beginning,
yeah.
Right? And there's been some ups, there's been some downs. This week was kind of wild. I mean, what does it mean for you to, like, the hard days in Bethany, Oklahoma? Does this feel like a culmination? Does it make it worth it?
Yeah. Duh.
And how about this week? On Monday, you guys woke up, you thought you were going to be playing Wheeling.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy week. How did that change your week coming down here and playing Northern Iowa?
We were like mad, but honestly, Wheeling got lucky for not playing us again. I'm not gonna lie. They got lucky because, yeah, they woke something in us that we didn't know we had in us. So yeah.
That's right, and sometimes that's really all that it takes. Sometimes it's just the climb,
yeah.
Right? Part of the journey. But so Talesi, you're kind of going over to the Olympic Training Center. We've seen you. You're also a nominee for our Player of the Year as well. I mean, being able to kind of lead from the front, what does that mean to you guys as like collegiate women's rugby players to be the ones like? I mean, we're talking about your name all the time. You guys are everywhere.
First off, I don't think they know that. I think we're breaking news. We just announced today the 5 finalists for Women's D1 Player of the Year. You're both on the finalist list.
Yay! Well, congrats! Okay, I dropped the ball, but that's kind of fun, I guess. My bad. Breaking news. We did announce it.
They had some business to do tonight
I
to be
know.
paying attention to the College Rugby Show.
But like leading from the forefront, what does that mean? I mean, we want to bring women's rugby to the U.S. and you two are kind of the ones doing it for us. What does that mean and what does that look like?
It means a lot that the girls on our team wants to be better every single day. So it kind of pushes us to be even more better and just to be like a good influence for them because it changes them to be better as well.
How about that ball? Is it too big? You need a smaller one?
Honestly, you see these biceps? I'm just
We
kidding.
don't need the 4.5, right? You know how in World Rugby they're trying to decrease the size? What do you think about it? You think it's cool?
I mean, nah. Once we go back to the other size, because
yeah,
we can throw a ball. We can throw the same size ball as a guy can, but it's whatever.
Right here. And guys, congratulations on a national championship. Congrats on a great career so far. And I know you've got a couple more years at SNU. You guys are just starting your journey. So congrats, enjoy it, get home safe back to Oklahoma. Viewers, thanks for joining us. For Darian Lovelace, Zach Lanning, I'm Pat Clifton. Thanks for joining us on the College Rugby Show. We'll be back next weekend for Men's Natties.
Hey, matama atonga.
Hey! Thank you, guys.